playing with the alarm clock? Is that you, Daryl? Okay. Were you the one playing with the printer? You know me? Is that a jokester? Was he a jokester? Okay. Do you have a message for your family? I heard that too.
I love them.
I love you. Did you travel and visit Ireland? Dr. Tyendinaga, are you here? No, you were an Orange member.
Oh, voice.
Whoa, holy. Dr. Tyendinaga, are you here with us tonight?
Is that no kidding? Is it on purpose?
Are you pretending to be something? Do you like messing around with the kids that come here?
A little bit. Sounded like a little bit.
Did they try to call you? How many of you are there?
That's plenty. It's more than enough.
Do you have a leader? Is your name Peter? Oh. Jesus?
Are you okay? That sounded distressing.
It did.
Do the 10 of you work together? Are you friends?
It's like every time you ask something, there's an attempt. Like it goes like to that.
Trying, but not.
Yeah.
Do you know the creature that we're looking for? The one that lives in the woods? Does it like to play cards? Gambler.
A gambler!
Oh shit.
Well, I work for the county museums. I've been working here for just a little over a year, and I've had a couple of experiences. The church right now, there's a permanent exhibit in there. We can't really go in there. Just lights kind of turning on their own when no other lights were on. The curators also had an experience in the church. I've heard noises here. I thought I can hear noises coming from the old sewing machines that are just off the winter kitchen, and I've always been feel a little bit of an energy anytime I go upstairs to turn the lights off, specifically in I believe it was Catherine's room and Anne's room at one point. I'm always really creeped out to go into that space.
I'm up to 8, 7, 9, 8. And I mean, these aren't like.
They're just beautiful sewing machines.
Yeah, they shouldn't be putting off electromagnetic frequencies.
Yeah.
They actually just literally got moved here from our collection space in Wellington.
See that?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And over here, so.
So I wasn't, yeah.
So, we're in here because we want to know some of your plan and see what you have planned. Hello? Oh! How are you? The temperature meter, can anything get close to it? Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Like that. What the frick? Is there anybody here with us? You said you had answers. There's Charlotte up here?
Just watching you. So you can also play with this ball. Did you want the speaker? Okay. Do you want the speaker for that thing, or are you just going to use the unit itself? I'll just use the unit itself. Okay. Do you have the speaker thing? Yeah. We'll use that in another spot. Did it just go?
It just moved.
Oh. The first thing.
So the first thing, interestingly enough, may not be the first thing. It's, the first thing we know about, and partly because it became such a public building in 1918, which was during the pandemic. So there was actually, the opening was initially delayed because there was public health closures. It wasn't until November 2nd, 19, when the wave of Spanish flu had come through and killed so many people. So there was a lot of death stalking the theater at the time, right? Plus the end of World War II. It opened as a movie house. George Koukoulos, who went by George Cook, was a Greek immigrant who opened the movie house, and later expanded it into a 1,200-seat auditorium, the largest auditorium after the Royal Alexandra Theatre in Toronto. And they had all of the big name stars through this theatre on screen in silent movies and then through vaudeville as well. One of the myths or rumors is that Mary Pickford, who was the star of silent screen, was Canadian, was also one of the founders of United Artists, actually appeared on stage here at some point. And so, they did quite well. Theater is, of course, always a haunted place in many ways, right? Whether it's depictions of Scottish kings usurping thrones or murder mysteries, we bring past characters to life and fictional characters to life that are highly dramatic. So the actors themselves are often channeling the emotions vicariously, and sometimes they get a little extra help. And I suspect that's the case. Having been on stage in this theater and having seen fireflies in the upper balcony while I was actually interviewing David Frum a few years ago, no explanation for that other than the fact that there were some lights flying around. There were no fireflies up there. It was something else, and it could easily have been something odd. So they ran it after the 1930s. Vaudeville closed, so they ran it mostly as a movie theater. And George Cook was a pretty strict boss. He had some rules. They lived in the apartments upstairs. One of the rules that he had was that no one was to go through the projection room while there was a show performing, because he believed that going through the projection room would distract the actors. And so he had a very strict rule that no one was to do that. And there have been at least several instances in the last few decades where people have gone through the upper rooms here, through the projection room in particular, and felt taps on their shoulders. In at least one instance, one of the former janitors thought he heard a voice that said, "Get out," when he was in the projection room. And so, whether that was George Cook or some other spirit, I don't know, but certainly there have been people who've gone through there and didn't want to come back because of the energy that they felt in that space. There have been other things that have occurred. Most of the people who work here have stories of the lights having gone through at the end of the night. They leave in theater. They leave the last light they leave on is called a ghost light. And so they go through the theater and they'll turn them off in a certain order. And the people who do that have gone through and then they come back and then the lights are back on again. So that has been a not irregular occurrence here over the years. There's at least one instance in the on stage there where there was a large chandelier that would have been in the early days, right? For lighting purposes, that was dropped down with a large 1/2-inch rope. And the caretaker lowered it down one night. And as he was lowering it down, it was a 1/2-inch rope that was thought to be perfectly safe and solid. It snapped and broke, like straight out of Phantom of the Opera. That kind of freaked him out a little bit. There's at least one other instance in which there used to be a security camera in the upstairs office, and the person who was collecting the receipts for that night came in and put the cash box on a table. And the person in the office could actually see what was happening because there was a security camera that was fed into the office. And as they were watching, the cash box flew off the table and flew across the room. Went to the person who brought the cash box and said, "How did you make that happen?" And they said, "We didn't make that happen." And that person actually refused to go into that room anymore.
It was like a whole new thing.
Right after you guys walked in, I think just fall down.
Okay.
Sorry.
Did somebody knock?
I did not touch it.
No coffee. There you go. Buy yourself a bag on the internet. And then, so when she said that this tube rolled off of here. That tube rolled out. No, it was adjust to the right place. Interesting. Is there how was it sitting when we were coming through?
I don't know.
It was probably under
I
there.
didn't touch it. We were over here and we were.
Yeah, because even if you.
And I don't know where it was sitting because I put it back there.
Yeah, I could have hit the floor. I thought you tripped on it.
Yeah.
It would have to be just sitting there like that. Yeah, weird. Even if you bump the desk. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it was. So definitely made a whole lot of racket though. Where did it roll to? Just hit the floor, yeah. Just rolled right up there.
Not even through the door. I was, it pulled out and I walked in.
Who set something that precariously though? Yeah, no, it's weird. Because even, let's see. And I'm not shooting this. I balanced that on there, it's still not coming up. No. Okay, so that had to have been it had to go over that. Yeah, because it bounced on the floor for a long time.
It was loud,
It would have had to go over that box. All right, so we'll have to. Unless maybe it was lean enough here somewhere. But then even if it was there, I don't know. Yeah, we'll get the sensors up in here, but I gotta keep moving. Okay.
The other person that's been identified as potential spirit haunting the Regent Theatre is the daughter of George Cook and his wife, who was Louise Cook. And so most of the people who've had experiences here are feeling like they're being tapped on the shoulder or watched or had lights come on or heard strange noises, settling noises. They usually refer to that as Louise's ghost because Louise maintained it as a movie house right up until the 1980s when it was closed down for about 10 years. It's a pretty typical kind of place. As I say, theaters tend to be full of superstitious people. At the best time, nobody wishes anybody luck in a place like this. It's always break a leg.
Who's following Ryan around? What's your name? Ollie. Go to the left, Ollie. There you go again.
Yeah.
So, do you know Ryan? You have a message for Ryan. Message. What's your message?
I don't want you to finish.
The renovations?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like what he's doing? Is the place really beautiful?
Do you like the positive thing that's happening in the space here?
For once, someone's happy about
Yeah.
renovations.
This is a
Keep
first.
going.
Okay, let's go in the back room. I am not jealous of that. Okay, you can come with us if you want.
You can go to the back room.
I'll go into the back room. You want a massage? I'll give a massage. What's going on back there?
I think they told me that used to be a games room.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bartender.
Yeah, we got a bartender
Hey,
now. He was moving around from over
bartender.
here to back over there.
Come on tonight. I will have an old fashioned, please.
Yeah, order, see if it comes up to the bar. Oh,
Hi.
keep on thinking there's something over there by that door. Didn't just tell me to shh.
I heard something.
No, I heard it. Out of here. Okay. Hi. Can you tell us your name, please? Can you speak English, please?
In touch.
I'm Dutch.
Oh my gosh. What's your name in Dutch?
I go to war.
Black prison.
Black prison. Does that make any sense? Black prisoner?
The bell rang. Oh, yeah.
And I went and asked them, I'm like, is anybody left in the commissary? They're like, no, it's only us. I was like, did anybody hear that bell? What bell? When we got right to the corner of Escape Camp Picton in the commissary, the bell rang once.
Wow.
I heard it clear as day.
We were just in the H hut that's used to store the Escape Camp Picton things, and a number of voices came through, some that were definitely trickster in nature. So that's very interesting alignment of different events happening at the same time across the site.